stream here on Spokad Family. Yeah, I had a lot of fun last time we were tackling this, digging into a booster box of Quidditch Cup packs. We actually got quite lucky. We managed to complete the entire set out of the one box. It came down to the last pack to do it, though. Madam Hooch was being elusive. But we got there.
What did? Sorry.
And managed to get the whole set. Not all the hollows and all that stuff, but at least one of each card. Or one copy of each card. Not all the different versions in terms of the foil treatments and stuff for hollows for the wizard cards. But that gave me a lot of ideas for how then to build decks. And so I took the stack of cards we had that weren't in the set, all our extra rares, extra, basically we had 4 of every common, and then some. The extra uncommons after the set was put together, we had probably 2 or 3 of most of them. And then a smattering of rares. And I used that to build some decks. Now, Quidditch Cup introduced Quidditch lessons. It's the first set to include the lesson type and cards of that type. And as such, it's the lion's share of the set is Quidditch themed. So it only made sense to build a Quidditch deck. And of the wizards I had available with doubles, which weren't having to be pulled out of the binder, Oliver Woods looked like a very fitting person to build a deck around. Harry the Seeker probably would have been just as good or better, but like I said, I was working with the extra cards, at least for this first go at it, and this will give us a chance to try out some of these cards. Also, and gives us a chance to put a lot more adventures, which we didn't have. There were no adventures in the 2 decks that were in the starter deck from base set, which we started with, until there was a couple that we added in when we expanded them, but not many, and we really haven't had a chance to play with adventures much. So that'll change with this. It also, the Quidditch type also has Quidditch matches. So between matches and adventures, and a little bit more in the way of items and things that you can collect, it'll diversify the gameplay quite a bit. Also, because I'm not building from a 40-card starter, I was looking to build 60-card decks. So we got a 60-card single-type Quidditch deck. Both those starter decks were 2 types. They both had Care of Magical Creatures, and then the Hermione deck had Transfiguration, and the Draco deck had Charms as well. So I needed to come up with something to play against Oliver Wood and his Quidditch deck. And I was looking through the extras, and I figured, since I was building to fight something that I knew, might as well take advantage of that, because this deck's going to have other disadvantages. And I thought the best wizard we had to use to counter his strategy and abilities would be Neville. Which actually, we pulled 3 copies of Neville, so there's one in the set, and we have 2 others. It doesn't really matter, though. If that's your starting wizard, then one copy is all you need, and it can't really be removed. So that's just you. But his ability, you may prevent all but the first 8 damage to you each turn. Puts a cap on the most damage your opponent can do to you in a turn. That can be quite good against something like Quidditch, which tries to do a combo and do a lot of damage. It even puts a hamper on Oliver Wood's ability directly. So, it's then what to use with Neville. Both the other sample decks we had featured Care of Magical Creatures, and based on the card pool that we had, it seemed like the safest way to go to stick with that theme. So, basically, greetings, Jay. Thanks for coming. Or Jay's Mix. Thanks for coming out. It seemed like the safest thing to do to stick with that. I was a little bit hindered by the number of lesson cards that were actually available and the number of cards in the set. So I had to keep it 60. And there were, even using the most populous type, which was creatures, after Quidditch, we were still going to fall short, because I only opened 9 Care of Magical Creature lessons, and then like 8 of the other types. So I haven't tried potions yet. So potions was interesting. It wasn't in either of the other 2 sample decks. So I really wanted to work in potions. So after Care of Magical Creatures, that's sort of the second type. And in order to get it up to a full 60 card deck, and with an appropriate amount of lessons, I needed to include some others. So there is a splash of Transfiguration in the deck as well. So this is going to be my first 3 type deck as well.
That's Isabel.
Hello. That is Isabel. And she's
Hey,
just
brain.
hanging out here having fun as I'm trying to describe what I did here.
There were people saying hi.
Yes, there are. And we're always happy to say hi. So, in any case, so this deck that I built to deal with the Quidditch deck is Neville, and it's based on those 3 types.
Okay, Isabel.
So we've got adventures like Into the Forbidden Forest. I hope this is not backwards and is legible to you guys. But basically, this is whenever one of your creatures does damage to your opponent, it does 1 more damage. And gives a buff to your creatures. I threw in a couple of other ones that sounded interesting. Sticking Up for Neville seemed theme appropriate and also annoying. Worth trying out. And Snape's Bias. Might as well. Also, one of our spare rares, Gaze into the Mirror, looked fairly strong, and I thought we were worth giving it a try
this
as well.
is Harry Potter.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, this is the Harry Potter trading card game that was made by the same company as Magic the Gathering, but only ran from 2001 to 2002. So the first base set, came out in August before the first film hit theater. At the time, only the first 4 Harry Potter books had been released. The last 3 books weren't even out yet, I don't believe. And then the Quidditch Cup expansion came out the same month that the first movie hit theaters. And over the course of the next year, there were 3 more expansions, the last of which, Chamber of Secrets, came out the month before Chamber of Secrets, the film, hit theater. And then they canceled the card game because I guess they wanted to avoid the image confusion, because the art style in this game doesn't line up that well with the movie. It's more based around the art in the books.
We don't do that, Darcy.
So, there's that. So yeah, so there's a few more adventures in this. I threw a few in to try out anyway. We had one of our other multiple rares. We had Scabbers, on brand for a Care of Magical Creatures type deck, and a somewhat useful ability. The goal was to try to get as many creatures as possible in there. So, Swarm will be a useful addition. Count the number of creatures in play and do that much damage, basically. The only spell in the deck that for Care of Magical Creatures, really, because all the rest are creatures. So we have Doxies, which unfortunately, Doxies seem to be designed to be useful against opponent's creatures. So it's still a creature, it still deals 2 damage a turn, but unless I'm playing one of the other decks, which may happen later, I plan, after we try these out just against each other, just building what came strictly out of that one box of Quidditch Cup, playing with only Quidditch Cup cards. Then later we'll try, for future decks, expanding and putting what we have for base set with not only Quidditch Cup, but also future expansions. And by blending them all together, it should increase our strategies. But this is just a way to test out the cards, basically. Looks like Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Tuli. I don't know.
I don't know if that was a comment to the person I just did.
So we also have Cobra Lilies here, which was a common creature. 2 damage each turn, 3 health. And being a plant, it tends to recover quite well. Probably the most aggressive creature that came out of this box is the Cunning Fox. So it's a 5 cost, deals 3 damage each turn, but only has 1 health. So one of the easier ones to get rid of, but deals more damage than some. We've got some Devil's Snare, 2 damage a turn, 6 health, and clears off things, but again, you've got the extra penalty of having to get rid of one of your lessons to play it. We've got Streelers, kind of like the Doxy in that it's sort of anti-other creature type card, which isn't going to be the best in this matchup, but every other deck we've seen so far has Magical creatures in it, so more often than not, that'll be useful. I missed your comment. I was just watching hockey. Then you streamed. Oh, no worries. Yeah, we're basically just getting started, and I'm explaining what I did to test out the cards from the Quidditch Cup booster box we opened last time. Basically, I built 2 decks out of it, and we're going to try playing against each other and get a try it for some of these new cards and card types and see how it plays. And eventually, we'll start incorporating it with our base set stuff and cards from other sets. So we've also got a booster box of Diagon Alley here. So this will be the next box break we do. And we'll open this up and see if we can get as lucky as we did this time and try and complete the set for this as well. And build up our collection, as well as having more cards to build decks with and have fun that way. So,
hi Ryan, how are you doing?
Adding Diagon Alley and Quidditch Cup to our base, and then eventually Adventures of Hogwarts as well. As for Chamber of Secrets, that's getting expensive and hard to find, so I hope to get a couple of samples, but it probably won't be a whole lot. Thanks for coming, Ryan. Glad to see you. So, like I said, that was the creatures. Creatures we've dealt with before. These creatures, we're working with what we got out of the box. That's basically what it amounts to. If it was there, I used it. But potions, I got to be a little bit more selective because the deck's already primarily creatures, so there's only a little bit of space to throw in a few things from the other types. I wanted to try and make sure that they looked at least useful. So I put in 2 copies of the Jawbind potion, 2 damage to your opponent, and then during your opponent's next turn, they can't play spell cards. So that should slow them down at least a little bit most of the time. So there was 2 of those I had room for, plus 2 copies of Weakness Potion. So this one's a little heavier hitting. You have to discard a potions card to do it. Deals 5 damage to your opponent. And then during their next turn, you prevent all damage done to you by your opponent's creatures. Again, that part's not going to be the best against Quidditch, but
yeah, Ryan's in Ontario is probably part in that area. Like, I don't know how close he is to your aunt, but your aunt had lost a tree there behind her place.
That's
and
possible.
Having trees falling down around.
There's been some big storms coming through. That's for sure.
Hey, Emmy, how you doing? Yeah,
much,
your aunt's in Lindsay area, right? So.
Yeah, sort of down that way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're doing okay.
Emmy Racing, thanks for coming up. Hope you guys are having a good day today. Me too. It's mostly been okay. It's been a little slower.
I'm still fighting the virus that we have going through our
We
house.
had the tail end of our snow here, and we had to clear some snow again.
Yeah, another snowstorm.
We've got a Bruise Wart Bomb. This is a healing spell. You can shuffle up some cards back into your deck. I put in 2 of those. It's really the only healing card I put in. I've never used them before, so I don't know how much an impact they'll have on the game, but I figure it's worth a try. And then Bloodroot Poison.
You want me to make you tea?
Sure. This looks like a mini version.
People are getting
to play this, you have to discard one of your potions lessons again, which is this is a common downside for a lot of these cards. Do 4 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice. So there's a little bit more variety. And that reminds me a little bit of one of our rare cards that we didn't get to use, which I hope to work in one of these days, is we have some Malevolent Mixtures from the base set. To play this card, you have to discard 2 of your lessons, but this does 10 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice. So hope to work in these eventually, but for now we're just trying out the new cards, so they don't sadly make the cut there either. Then again, that was down to just had to pick cards I thought would be most useful for Transfiguration.
Thanks, Jay's Mix.
With very few spots. I've only got half a dozen Transfiguration lessons in the deck, just enough to make up the gap that was left over by the time I was done putting in the what I had of potions lessons and care of magical creatures lessons. So I put in 2 desks into pigs. Since it's a very creature heavy deck, I figure this will be handy. Help keep pressure up. To play this card, discard one of your lessons from play, search your deck and take up to 3 creature cards from your deck, show them to your opponent, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So go tutor up 3 creatures. There's not a lot of options in this deck, but you can get what you got. Should help keep pressure on. And then I put in 2 copies also of Defindo. This one costs 8, so by the time you're getting up to 8 lessons, I should have at least 1 of the Transfiguration. And choose one of your opponent's cards in play. So anything other than their starting wizard, which stays on the board, could be a lesson, could be a creature, could be another wizard, or a item like a cauldron or a broom or something, and just get rid of it. So very handy card. Anything that's staying in play, basically anything that's not a spell for the most part, or even in adventure, I think. Yeah, you could use this to get rid of it. So that's handy. And so basically I took Neville with the combination, and it's got the 3 different types. So like I say, the 2 sample decks are both 2 types. So I've got a 1-type deck and a 3-type deck. So we'll get to see how those play and how big a difference that makes. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to try on this stream. And then maybe if people want, we can take a closer look at some of the other cards from the set. I do think that Professor McGonagall would have been a great pick instead of Hermione, if I'm upgrading the Hermione deck, for example. And things like I mentioned Harry Potter Seeker would have been a good starting wizard for a Quidditch deck as well. But
I know it's a little early, but what are we doing for Magic Night?
For Magic Night, I had sort of 2 ideas that I could go with either of. One was going over some more old deck designs, particularly I've got one in mind. But more likely, I thought we could dig into the thing that
You picked up at Costco?
we picked up at Costco. So
You could do both, even.
well, let's get there. We're probably not going to have time for that.
Okay. Sorry, back to Harry Potter.
In any case,
I'm too distracting.
usually Monday nights is our Magic the Gathering stream, and while we were at Costco, we managed to find some nice Pokemon stuff that had just come out. That was nice.
Oh, we did.
But while we were there, they also had some Commander packages, not the Lord of the Rings ones, but Outlaws of Thunder Junction, which came with 4 packs. I was a little bit mixed on it, but we decided to grab one to try.
We did a little Googling. We found which one was the best one.
It'll be interesting to take a look through that
grab
deck.
that one.
Yeah, that's sort of the plan for Monday. But this is again off topic.
Sorry,
But
that's me. I get off topic.
so we got Oliver Wood versus Neville Longbottom. I'm gonna have to
The one with
flip this around, and we'll try and distribute these up so they're ready to go. All right, what do we got here? Can I rotate this as well? Not very well. I don't know why you prefer it this way, but it's this way. All right. So I just showed you most of the Neville deck. Here's the Oliver Wood deck. So there's your starting wizard. We have a Catch the Snitch, win the current match. So we need some matches. We've got a Slytherin match. That was one of our extra rares as well. Either or, whatever's handy. A good sized spoonful of whichever. We got a Sport Banner. At the end of your turn, draw a card. If you played at least one spell that needs Quidditch power, helps keep your cards flowing. Out of control, 6 damage to your opponent, and then they have to choose and discard 4 cards from hand. Yeah, that could mess someone up, but it costs 10, so it's a late game card. Then we've got some adventures in the stands to try to mess with your opponent, and a sticking up for Neville. Both of those, well, yeah, we've got cobbing, spell for more damage to your opponent, basically. And they have to choose and discard a card. A defense, again, a 10. Very situational later. Smash is also a little situational. Choose one of your opponent's items in play and discard it. So good for getting rid of, it shows a cauldron there, but other things like brooms and stuff too. Speaking of brooms, we got 2 Comet 62s. This provides a Quidditch lesson and also prevent 1 damage done to you on each of your opponent's turns. So that's handy. We've got 2 more matches that are practice matches and 2 more matches that are Hufflepuff matches. So in terms of matches in the deck, we've got 2 Hufflepuff matches, 2 practice matches, and a Slytherin match. So there's only 5 matches in here. I didn't have a ton to work with in terms of extra. We've got a couple power plays.
Wants to come up.
We've got ouch.
Actually, ask him to come up. I think Isabel might be too tired for this.
I put in at first just 2 pulling up, but then I decided I needed to up it to 4, so I had to cut some other things because this looks like a very handy card. It's only 2 damage to your opponent, but that can trigger Wood's ability when needed, and then draw 2 cards. So it also helps give you more cards to keep going with for gas and stuff. So that's handy. Fouled, 4 damage to your opponent, and during your opponent's next turn, he or she gets 1 fewer actions, so it slows them down as well as giving them some damage. Seems quite good. Search for the Snitch. This lets you go and tutor up. You may take a Quidditch lesson or a card that needs Quidditch power from your deck. So almost any card in the deck, really, except for some of the adventures. I guess just about all the adventures. And then shuffle your deck and put it in your hand. So tutor's usually good. I put the full playset for now. I may whittle that back. That may be too much because you are technically giving up a card to do it. And then just a stack of Quidditch lessons. So let's break this up a little bit. There's our rares. There's our adventures. Is that an adventure too? No, that's just a sport banner. Then we've got. Actually, before we start with this row,
Isabel, can you see if Salem wants in?
Let's get some of our lessons broken up in here. We'll put our cobbing. That down.
You want to try and play tonight, Thomas?
Leave it.
Isabel's too tired. So we need you.
Leave it.
I think, didn't you beat Dad in this game? We gotta have a rematch. You did. You beat your dad. You totally beat your dad.
No, I was the one that beat Dad.
In this game?
Yeah.
I think your brother did too.
Really?
I remember beating Dad in
You didn't play the Harry Potter game?
Thomas
one of the
did.
Star Wars card games.
Okay, well, you can try this game.
And I do remember playing this one before.
Now, what if you beat your dad again? I wonder if we should have a kind of friendly wager. Not money or anything like that, but a friendly bet about some kind of job that you guys can do. What kind of job do you not like doing that you would like to see your dad do? If you win. And the dad can make you do a job if he wins.
Something that I don't like doing. It would probably be cleaning up the dog poop.
I can't say I'm surprised at that.
All right. So Dad will take your cleaning up job, and now, Dad, what is Thomas gonna do? If
I'm not thinking about any of this right now because this is not even.
Well, you got to think of something eventually. Maybe once you're
knows?
playing and you have time to think.
Yeah, that's going to be less time to think, so that's not happening either. There's Scabbers and some Doxies.
I guess Dad can always think and tell you after he wins.
Let's do.
But you can sit there in fear, wonder what job Dad's going to come up for you.
Some Devil's Snare. Why not?
Mm.
Did I just put Care of Magical Creatures? No, I put Transfiguration. So let's get some Care of Magical Creatures lessons in here.
Playing this game makes me or watching you play this game makes me want to watch the movies.
We'll get some Potions cards. Try and break this up a bit. This is probably not the way to do it.
So for the movies, who do you think that they cast perfectly, and who do you think they could have cast better? Or do you think they pretty much, got what they needed to do for the movies? Am I asking too many questions?
Yes.
How many cards are you missing? Is this a big set?
This set is like the Quidditch Cup set itself is actually fairly small. It was only about it's an 80 card set, and with one booster box we were able to complete the entire set in terms of getting one of each card, but we didn't get the foils and hollow versions as well as the regular versions. We got one or the other most of the time. Some cards we did get we got the hollow version of Neville, which is in the binder, and then we got the non-hollow version, which I'm using here as the wizard for this deck.
You know, it'd be good to... Luella would be a good person to try and get her to play you. She'd probably love this.
She would probably love trying this out. You're right. So you want Thomas on this side?
Well, probably, because then I can help him if he needs it, unless you just want to do it as a teaching game.
So I'll put the Hermione and Draco decks off to the side for now, along with our Quidditch Cup booster box that we opened up last time. Like I said, next time we've got a Diagon Alley booster box, so we're going to keep building our collection by going through the next couple of expansions here and trying to finish the sets like we did with this one. That would be nice. But I can't imagine being that lucky for all of them. So, Thomas, would you like to try a Neville Longbottom deck, which is mostly creatures with a little bit of potions and transfiguration mixed in? Or you want to try the new Quidditch lesson type and play a Quidditch deck with Oliver Wood? You can have first pick.
I'll go with this one.
You're going to go with Neville? All right, so I'll get the Oliver Wood deck, and I'll go over to the other side and leave you over here. Now, our entire experience playing this game was...
in the spot where you had your mug, I can feel like a...
Yeah, how warm it is?
Yeah, and I think there might be a bit of moisture there,
I think
too.
I need to shift the table again
okay.
because it's too close to the wall again.
Alright, I'm missing some comments here.
Our entire experience playing
I'm
this
almost
game...
finished with my Pokemon McDonald's set. I just need 2 silver cards. Oh, what do you need, Jace? Oh, you can keep talking now. I should have just asked that in chat.
Our entire experience playing this game was when we tried out the 2-player starter from base set, which was the Draco and Hermione decks. We played a few games
There
with
we
them as
go.
they were, and then we expanded them a little bit. They would come as a 41 card deck with your wizard and 40 cards. We upped that to 53 cards with the cards I had available. which wasn't much. I'd opened 3 packs of base set.
Sorry.
And picked up the other odds and ends here and there that we used to flush them out, but they never got up to full size 61.
Sorry,
card
does that
decks.
look good to you
This
for?
is going to be our first attempt at
Does that look good to you for the view?
You're going to have to be the judge as we go, because it'll depend on if you can see generally what's in play or not. So.
I have a few packs to open, like 18 packs to open. It should be okay. Oh, probably. I don't know how many did it take us to open.
2 different Harry Potter sets, or
There are 5 that were released in total. So far, the only ones we've got cards from out of packs were the base set, and this is the first expansion, Quidditch Cup, which added the Quidditch lesson type.
Barry, how many packs did we take to open when we opened? Like total for, was it like 22 or something like that?
For the McDonald's?
McDonald's, yeah.
No. We were well into the 20s.
Well, yeah, that's why I said like 22 or something. I don't know. Too many chicken nuggets from McD's. Yeah. Well, we have lots of kids, so.
Yeah.
put that there and
So it doesn't take long for us to give them some Happy Meals and.
Yep. Put your wizard down as your starting wizard and give them a shuffle. Now, each wizard has an ability. So I've already gone over this, but Oliver Wood's ability is once per game. When you play a spell, when one of your spell cards that needs Quidditch power does damage, you may have it do 8 more damage. So if I do any Quidditch spell that damages you, I can add an extra 8 once per game. Now that ability in itself is at least partially countered by Neville's ability. Because Neville's ability triggers every turn if you need it. Whereas Wood's is a once per game thing. So almost whenever I choose to use Wood's ability, you'll be able to block at least part of that damage using Neville.
I'm gonna see if everybody
He
likes.
caps the damage I can deal to you in a turn at 8.
All right. Jay's Mix says this is cool.
So here's deck, and anytime you damage your opponent, cards from your deck go in the discard pile.
I'm guessing we each
Do you
take
gotta?
out 7 cards.
Do you gotta decide who's going first, like by rolling or something?
Let's see, probably.
Is there some kind of, I don't know, is there any counter?
We could
or
do
whatever?
rock, paper, scissors.
You could do rock, paper, scissors.
Decide who goes first. Doesn't give a specific method, does it?
Nope.
But we're supposed to draw our 7 card opening hand before we decide who goes first anyway. 2,
All right.
3, 4, 5,
2,
6, 7.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Is this
7.
game almost like Magic?
It's similar, but it's simplified in several ways. The cards to play cards, you need to have a certain type of lesson in play, but you only need one of it. And you need a certain total number of lessons. But it doesn't use up the lessons you've got or deplete them or anything. So if I had 5 Quidditch lessons and 1 potions lesson in play for a total of 6, I could play a 6-cost potion spell and a 6-cost Quidditch spell, both on the same turn. And it wouldn't matter.
Just wondering if I
For
could
example, you get 2 actions per turn unless
try
something
and
gives you an
adjust a
extra
little.
action or takes an action away.
There.
But the default is you get 2 actions per turn after your draw.
It's a little bit better, I think.
I have another idea on who we can have go first. We could do a poll
A poll from what?
for deciding who goes first.
A poll from what, though?
Like for the YouTube stream.
Oh, poll! I
Okay.
thought you said poll.
But a
No.
poll takes too much time.
Yeah, no, just
Something like that.
all right. I don't know. I could pick a number in my head and whoever's closest can go, but then you guys just have to trust that I'm not, playing tricks. So,
Or I've got a vanish and a lesson. How good are you at tracking which cards go where?
To be honest, I wasn't really paying attention.
Right. So, take a pick. Whoever gets the lesson gets to start. Did you get the lesson? No, I
No.
got the lesson, so I get to start.
All right, there you go. That works.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out a fun way to, or an easy way to pick, and then you come up with an easier way.
So it gives the suggestions here. On your first few turns, play lesson cards. You'll need the lessons in play to play your other cards. So, at the start of your turn, first thing you do is draw a card. So, I draw a card. Next, you do damage with any creatures you have in play. I'd have no creatures in play. We just started. Then you get step 3. You can use 2 of your actions. You can use an action to play a lesson card, to play another card if you've got the costs available for it, or to draw another card. So if you don't have enough stuff to do, you can use your actions to draw extra cards as well. You can do the same action twice if you want. So if you wanted to do is just draw 3 cards and end your turn, that's totally legal. It's usually not the best strategic play, though. So,
I like that this game is pretty easy to learn to play, though.
yeah. So I'll play a Quidditch lesson. It's my first one.
That I just noticed is the symbols used for the rarities are basically the same as what is used for Pokemon.
Yeah, they are similar. I mean, again, Pokemon in the early days was also published by Wizards of the Coast. So Magic the Gathering, this game, and Pokemon were all games published by Wizards of the Coast, along with BattleTech and a few others.
So they all use the same.
They have some similar qualities in respect to their rarity structures early on and stuff like that. Yeah.
But
So I'm actually a little bit stuck here because I only had one lesson in my opening hand.
Okay.
But I'm going to take a gamble that I can still make this work. So I'm going to use my one Quidditch lesson to play a Hufflepuff match. So I now have a match in play. Now either of us can win this match. So there's a condition on it. So whoever can meet that condition first gets the prize.
The winner may draw 5 cards. The loser takes 5 damage. Oof.
Right.
To win, do 8 damage to your opponent while this card is in play. That damage doesn't have to be done all at once. Okay.
Right.
So whoever does 8 damage.
So if you can do 3 damage to me next turn and then 5 damage the turn after that, and I didn't beat it on my next turn, then you
Okay.
would win. Would win the match and get the prize. Anyway, I'm going to put it in my creatures area since this deck doesn't really run creatures. But there's a match in play now. So that's the end of my turn.
Thomas has to draw a card, right?
Yep. Start of his turn, he can draw a card. And then he gets his 2 actions. He doesn't have any creatures out yet.
So he can play up to 2 lessons, right? If he's got them?
Yeah.
There.
So you got to carry magical creatures lessons and a potions lesson.
Can I see your cards for a second?
So those are your 2 actions for this turn.
Yeah.
So I guess it's my turn then.
Okay.
So
What's this guy do?
I get to draw a
You
card.
read all but the first 8 damage done to you each turn.
And I am now in trouble. So I'm going to use my next action to draw another card. Oh, good. All right. Well, now I need to figure out what I'm doing, but at least I've got another option on the board.
How is this a good thing. Like, I mean, I guess unless you have a major damage done, you may prevent all but the first 8 damage. How much is the total damage that you need done to you to lose?
Once your deck runs out.
Oh, okay. So
I'll play another Quidditch
I
lesson
see.
with my second action. And that's all I can do because I used my first action to draw another card. Your turn.
draw. What's that do? Can I see this? Okay. Is that the only lesson you have? Yeah. Do you have any more of those? Okay, so when it's when a card has like so many numbers, it's got to be of that or that, right? So if it says 3 and it has a symbol or
Nope.
3, no, it can be 3.
You got the symbol at the top of the card? That's the total number of lessons you need in play, and you have to have at least one of whatever the symbol is.
Oh, I see. Okay,
So you need to have at least one of that type. But
Alright.
the number is just the total number.
Okay, so you can't play one if you can't do the card, right?
So
All right, you can't do anything. You don't. I mean, I guess he could take another pull if he's got one more action, right?
Yeah, you could.
You could take another draw card. Did you get a shiny card yet? Shiny? Depends when. If
We had how many foils did we pull out of this booster box for this? I counted them up.
14. We had 14 hits from the Journey Together. Oh wait, this one? Oh, I don't know. I thought you were talking about
The
Journey
binder's
Together.
there, you can count if you feel like.
No, I don't feel like counting.
But I think we got about.
I thought. Sorry, I thought.
I think we had close to 10 or so
that
foils out of this box. Maybe a
What
little.
card did you pull? You can't do anything this turn anyway, so you can't put it down. Your dad can go.
something that I do wonder is, what was the first shiny Pokemon you ever caught?
The first shiny Pokemon I ever caught?
We will discuss all kinds of things when we're playing Harry Potter.
Apparently.
You'll get a bit of Pokemon, a bit of magic, and a bit of who knows what else.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've got the first Pokemon I ever caught?
Shiny Pokemon.
I remember there was a shiny Gibble in Black 2 that once you got really far you could get. I don't remember if it was a gift or if you caught it. But that was the first one I got.
Oh goodness, I'm
The
tired.
first shiny that I ever caught
Anyway, I'm
was
gonna play
a
Searching for
Poochyena.
Shoot, this isn't gonna work.
I'm tired.
This is really frustrating. I'm gonna play Searching for the Snitch, and I get to go through my deck and take either a Quidditch lesson or a card that needs Quidditch power from your deck, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. Please say I've got a card that'll work. Shoot, that one costs 4.
Thomas is getting a slow start too, so it's
Yeah, unfortunately, like I thought I was going to be a quicker start than this, and I completely misread that. So I had to show you I'm taking a Quidditch lesson because I'm just getting strapped for lessons at this point. So that was my first, and then my second action is play another lesson because
So it's my turn?
yes,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
I don't know what the power level is of the phone, so I gotta plug it in.
Do you have some dice handy? Because eventually someone's going to start damaging the other person.
I don't know.
Sooner or later, it's bound to happen. Okay, so you drew a card. You got another Care of Magical Creatures lesson. What else you got? Oh, you got your Transfiguration lesson as well. So now you've got all 3 of your lesson types in total of 5 lessons.
What kind
And
of dice do you need?
that's all you're playing?
Like
That's
just like
your 2
a,
actions?
one of these dice?
Sure. Ooh, all right. So I'm going to use my first action to play a Comet 260. which provides a Quidditch
Wait,
a
did Thomas,
Quidditch power, but it's an item. It's not a lesson.
wait a second. Did Thomas? You didn't play anything?
He played 2 lessons.
Oh, okay. I thought he. Okay, never mind. Sorry, he could have probably played something else. Never mind. It's fine.
Now, here's where things get ugly. Because here's where Neville completely destroys this deck's advantages.
Okay.
I'm going to play my first card. Because now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Quidditch lesson power in play. So, I'm going to play a pulling up. Do 2 damage to your opponent, then draw 2 cards. Okay? And with this, I am going to trigger. Can you see from anyways? So this is my second action today, or this turn, is to play pulling up. So that deals you 2 damage. So the top 2 cards of your deck go there. Except that
You have to show them, right?
I'm going to use Oliver Wood's once per game ability on this as well.
Okay.
So Oliver Wood's once per turn ability is, or once per game is, once per game when one of your spell cards that needs Quidditch power does damage, you may have it deal 8 more damage. So plus 8.
Okay.
So 2 plus 8 means you need to put a total of 10.
But
Neville caps it at a total of 8 per turn, right?
hey, Void. So okay. So tell him how many get more. He's got to just do what, 6 more?
So 6 more will get you up to the 8.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so that you can see what's gone.
Gotta do it.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's unfortunate. You lost one of your healing potions. But that stops it. It would have been 2 more. It would have been 10. But Neville's ability stops it at 8. 8 is, however, enough to... I completed the Hufflepuff match by dealing 8 to you before you could deal 8 to me.
Mm-hmm.
So then this triggers and I get the prize because I won. So the winner may draw 5 cards. I can draw 5 cards. And the loser takes 5 damage.
But
guess what?
he doesn't have to take the damage.
He's already taken the maximum 8 damage this turn, so...
Yep.
You don't end up getting... My prize is only half my prize. I can draw my 5 cards. and that's just hurting my own deck in a way. So
You only got half a prize.
yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's
But
my
half
turn.
a prize is better than a sliver of a prize.
True.
Or no prize at all.
And now it's your turn.
All right, so draw, Thomas. Is there so many cards you have in your deck or your hand, or is there?
I don't think there's a maximum hand
Here, hold on.
size
What are you doing? First, let's check and see what you got here.
in this
Move your
game. I
hand.
don't remember hearing anything about that.
All right, so creatures. You have some creatures. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait a second. You could. Okay, hold on a second. You could also play this one. Hold on. You can only play one of these. Which one do you want to play?
But this one.
Well, look what this one does. But yeah, no, it's fine. You can put that one out. That's one action. You can't play anything else because that costs 5, and that's all your things.
That's one action. You could play it. It doesn't use up your lessons. You could play another thing that costs 5.
That one doesn't use up your lessons?
No.
Oh.
You need that many to play it. It doesn't
Okay.
deplete them.
Do you want to do that one, or do you want to?
I would like to do this one.
You could. Okay. All right. Show it
Do
to your.
you put them on here?
Show it to your dad.
Okay, so you're playing that. That's a spell. So once you played it, it goes to your discard pile, and then you do what it says.
You shuffle up to 5 non-healing cards from your discard pile to your deck.
Okay. So
Okay.
You can't take.
He can't pick them. He's gotta. Does he?
Yeah, he can pick them.
Oh, he can pick what 5 he wants.
Yeah, as long as they're not healing.
Oh, he can't. You can't.
Items.
You
He
can't
get
take
his
these
other
ones
healing
back.
potion back.
Okay, got it. So which 5 do you want? I don't know which ones are good and which ones aren't.
And then shuffle them back into your deck.
How many do you have there? Okay, so which ones? Pick 5 that you want to put back in your deck. Here, would you like me to do that for you? Because you can't just put them on the bottom. You gotta, like, shuffle them in. Alright. There you go. And that was your turn. Oops. Don't show your dad what you got there. Alright. It is your turn, I guess.
Dad. On it. It says.
He's got a creature there, so.
Yeah, creatures do damage to your opponent at the start of each turn. When you draw a card, then your creatures deal damage to your opponent. Then you take your actions.
Alright.
So you see the turn order here.
So the damage doesn't happen on your turn; it happens on his turn.
Yeah, my creatures will deal damage to you on my turns.
Yeah,
after
got
you
it.
draw.
Does that deck have any creatures at all?
No.
But he has other ways of doing damage to you, I think.
It's mainly through Quidditch spells. There's a couple of things I've got as well, but anyway. So it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I draw a card. These are not as handy as I thought. Anyway, I'll have to come up with a different way of doing stuff.
So what job do you want your dad not to make you do if he
Here's
needs
another Quidditch lesson.
Mhm.
And I'll follow that up with... I'm not sure.
you? You're not sure.
I'll
I think I
follow
wouldn't move this.
that up by playing Fouled on you.
What does that do? Tell him.
I bump into a room, boom,
Mm.
you're fouled. That sort of throws you off guard and deals you some damage. So you take 4 damage to your opponent.
Mm.
And you get 1 less action next turn.
Ooh, that's not fun. Can I see what's in your hand?
So, your turn.
Okay, you can draw your
I
card.
draw your 1.
These are sticking together.
Then
You
your
need different
creature deals
sleeves.
damage to me. How much damage does it deal?
3.
Okay. This prevents 1 damage done to me on each of your turns. So I only take 2 from that.
So far, have you?
Because I guess I can use the broom to sort of evade what the creature tries to get at me a little bit.
Okay, I'm trying to think which. What? Okay, do
Have
that.
you dealt damage to me each turn so far, or?
No, this is only the second turn I've dealt damage to you.
All right.
And then you get one action instead of your usual 2 actions.
Hmm.
Now there are some
Wait a
things.
second. Wait a second.
Some things, like if you're going to play a second wizard card to come out and help you, or if you're going to play an adventure, those cost 2 actions to play.
Maybe play that one.
So because you've only got 1 action, you cannot play an adventure this turn. That's another thing if you happen to have one in your hand. I don't know.
I would play that one. Maybe. I don't know if that's a good choice.
Jawbind potion. Do 2 damage to your opponent. And during your opponent's next turn, he or she can't play spell cards. Well, that's annoying. So 2 damage to me.
There you go.
There goes a Comet 62, or 260, sorry. And an ouch.
I'm kind of on Thomas's side.
And
so.
I can't play spells next turn. I could play another item. I could play more lessons, but no spells. Gotcha. What do I have that's not a spell?
I'm just trying to help him. Thomas gets this little smirk on his face when he thinks he gets good play. He's like, ooh. Yeah, he's done. He only has 1 turn, remember?
Yep, my turn. I draw a card. Let's see. What do I want to do here?
Have a great night, Jay's Mix.
Do I really want to be doing that? Well, I'm going to play another Quidditch lesson. And then I'm going to take a gamble. I don't like doing this late in the game because you've certainly got more stuff available now. So this might backfire on me horribly, but I'm going to try. I'm going to play a Hufflepuff match, which is not a spell.
Okay, what does it do?
The same as last time.
Okay.
So first one to 8 damage the other person gets the prize.
All right. So Tom's turn?
Yes.
Oh, well, that doesn't really help you because your dad doesn't have creatures. So, all right. Let's see what you got in your hand. All right. Let's see. You probably want to throw that one down. Right? Hold on. You gotta. Which one's going to be the better one? Just wait a second.
I would like to look at the creatures.
Hey, I'm just trying to help you. Not yet. All right. Working on tax and lurking. Well, welcome in, Broly Pulls. I hope you're having a good night. Where Thomas is playing Papa's Polecat and trying to beat him.
2 decks I made out of the leftover cards we got after making the set of Quidditch Cup from the box we opened last time we did Harry Potter.
He can put any cards down. That's like he can, if he's got more like 2 5s or whatever, he can put.
Yeah, he could put down 2 5s this turn.
Or a 5 and a 6.
Didn't he put a lesson down this turn though?
Oh, he did. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize.
But, okay, before he played anything, his creature would have damaged me.
Yes.
-1 for my drums.
Sorry.
Took 2 for that.
We got distracted.
Lose a power play.
So he's done 2 damage to you on the path to 8 damage.
So next turn I would be able to deal 4 damage.
You've got 2. I know next turn you'll deal me 5 damage with those because this only prevents 1 damage once a turn from you.
Oh.
Not from each source.
Oh, there you go.
So I did the math wrong.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah.
So wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... Boy.
I can hear Lucas snoring.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play another.
Oh, I'm exhausted. Holy cow. I don't like having colds or anything like that. It really drains me. Oh.
Something that I did.
Have you not been sick yet?
I'm gonna play another
Are you
Quidditch
the only
lesson.
one who has not been sick yet?
I think so.
Oh my goodness, I hope
And
you
then
don't
I'm
get
gonna
sick.
play Catch the Snitch. So I win the current match. Just whatever the recommendations were, doesn't matter. I just win this. So you take 5 damage and I draw 5 cards. Or winner may draw 5 cards. Do I want to draw 5 cards?
So I take 5 damage.
Yeah. So you got 1, 2,
I'll risk it. I'll draw the 5.
3, 4, 5.
Ouch. That wasn't what I wanted.
I thought you scratched yourself.
Yeah, I muffed that up big time. That's not really what I wanted. Anyway, so this is done. You took your 5 damage. I drew my 5 cards. Your turn.
Okay, here, Thomas. Here's your card that you got. What do you got there? Let's see. You don't want that one, I don't think. You probably. What the heck? Okay, it says you may choose another creature and play. When you play this card, you may choose another creature and play. Do 1 damage. So you don't have to, right? When it says stuff like that.
Right.
So, all right. So you could play that one, yeah.
Another fox.
But you can also play that one, I think. There you go. Also, you had damage that you did to Dad to start, which was these 2, right? You keep forgetting that. I'm sorry. Be kind.
So
Take
I
your
take
damage.
5. 1, 2, 3,
The
4,
Fox Army.
5. My turn.
Yep. So how long does Dad have to do your job for you? If you beat Dad, how long does he have to do your job for you? Is it just for a day? Oh, he's gonna be working days, so it's gonna be hard for him to get and do that. Because it might still be late when he gets home.
This is.
You think about that. I just know your dad's gonna have something fun for you if he beats you. You might just sit on it for a while and just pull it out someday and be like, we're gonna get Thomas to do this. Just you'll never know when he uses it. Oh my goodness, I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. I'm not that much fun tonight. Your dad's taking forever to decide what to do.
You know he heard that, right?
Yeah, I know. But did he pay attention? Did he actually hear it? I don't know. Because your dad, when he's so focused on something, he doesn't always hear it.
Trying to find some way of getting. See, this is stuff that would have been handy several turns ago. Right now, it's a little late.
Well, you gotta do something.
I know I have to do something. That part's obvious.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh, oh my goodness. Ooh, purification oil. That is always nice. Yeah, fight this cold.
All right. Well,
Ooh, yes. It smells good, Thomas. Smell that.
It does smell pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
put another lesson in play, and I'll play cobbing. Do 4
This is
damage to your opponent.
What we're talking about.
Then, if your opponent has any cards in play, he chooses one of them and discards it.
Sorry, what?
Cobbing. Do 4 damage to your opponent, and then if he has any cards in play, he chooses one and discards it.
Okay. How many? You said 4?
Yes.
Ugh. All right. I would probably do one of these because you probably don't want to do the ones that do damage. All right. So is it Tom's turn now?
Yes.
All right. Wait, before you do that, you got to deal your damage, right? Tell Dad.
It says draw a card.
Oh, draw a
deal
card, whatever.
damage.
There, you got your card. Now tell your dad to do his damage.
All right.
1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right.
I wish I'd drawn one of these a while ago. That would have been handy.
All right.
Well, no, sorry, that's not the one I wanted. That's something different.
Okay, hold on a second. All right. Actually, this one you could do. No, you can't anymore. But you could play both of those. You just choose not to do damage to any creatures. Because it says you may.
So another slug thing.
And then you let your dad play. This is looking pretty good for you, unless your dad pulls some magic trick out of his hat.
That's not wearing a hat.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
It's a saying.
Like I've heard the saying pulling a trick out of a sleeve.
Will ever hear of a magician's hat?
See, I've got cards that would help me to get out of the situation. Problem is, I use the card that combos with it the turn before I drew it. And I don't think I have another way of setting it up easily, for one thing. So I shot myself in the foot there. And the other thing is, I've been too slow on getting lessons on the board for other approaches.
We should get this matte laminated or something like that so it doesn't get wrecked.
Yeah, that'll be too easy for you to solve now. I'll play 2 more lessons.
Right, Thomas. All right. So you have to deal your damage. How much damage do you have to deal them now? You got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That one only does 1 damage, so.
So that will be the one that I stopped. So 13 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Thomas wins! Yay!
See, I had cards like this, which I just got enough lessons into play.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Which is prevent all damage that you do to me next turn. If I'd gotten more of the cobbings and made you discard more of your stuff sooner, that would have helped. The other thing, which I had just drew after I played the other one, was I got the Slytherin match. So you know your healing potion effect? This does a lot more. This lets me shuffle 15 cards back into my deck.
Ooh.
But in order to get that, I need to deal 15 damage before you deal 15 damage to me. Hard with that many creatures, and very hard when I can only hit you for 8 each turn.
Yep.
So.
Good job, Thomas.
But yeah, you got multiple foxes out quicker than I could deal with, for sure. If I'd gotten this early in the game, this could have been helpful too. But by this point, you already had enough on the board and you didn't have very many cards in hand, so this wouldn't have been that hard.
You didn't really have any cards to defend against creatures.
Well, there was like the card that dealt 2 damage and made you discard a card from play. That might have gotten rid of a creature if you were worried about your lessons getting too low. What else do I have here? Things that can make it discard. This that prevents some damage. I've got the healing stuff. This is another damage thing. I think there's another... Where is it? There's also another card in here which I thought would help with dealing with the creatures. If I can find one. Oh yes, In the Stands Adventure. Effect, your opponent can't play creature cards.
Ooh.
To solve, your opponent chooses 4 creature cards in his or her hand and discards them.
Oh, hey, we got a few more subscribers in that.
Your opponent may draw a card. Is the upside. But
so thank you to the new
I
subscribers.
never got. I have 2 copies of that in here, and I never drew either of them. So that was a little unfortunate. So you want to try another rematch, or?
I think I'm good.
He thinks he's good.
Okay, you gonna try again?
Oh, I don't know if I can. I mean, I can try, but I'm really not feeling that great.
You
I'm
want
pretty
the
tired.
Devil deck or the Quidditch deck?
I don't care. I'd probably go with this one. Give your deck another chance. All right, well, Thomas, so I guess you got Thomas's job for I don't know how many days. He didn't
I have
clarify.
no idea. I was not thinking of anything about any of these jobs or challenges or anything but the game itself. So
I didn't need to blow my nose really quick.
Wasn't even a consideration
All right,
for
so
me. I never
basically-
agreed to any such thing.
Oh, shush.
So-
Come on, it was fun.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So
I said Thomas could pick something for you to do if he beat you.
well, that sounds like something we would both have to agree to in advance now, doesn't it?
You kind of did.
Not really.
Yeah. Anyways, and he picked the dog poop cleaning job. So. Just accept it. Oh my goodness. Shh. 2 people. Thank you for the. Oop! I think I might be one of them.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
and
you for
checking
the
it
2
out.
people that are hanging out with us.
It is
I
something
don't
a little
know how
different
to
for
fix
sure.
this.
I'll just pick them all up, try and break it up so that, not all the creatures are in a lump and not all the lessons are in a lump and whatever, but break it up as best you can, give it a shuffle, and there we go.
I'm getting a
But
bit of
yeah.
a headache. Oh man.
I probably would have been better with someone other than Oliver Wood as the starting, given the
Oh
fact
shoot!
that
I
you're
just put
playing Neville.
I just put my dude in here. My dude, where are you?
Because while this deck is more focused, for sure, being just the
Neville,
one
where are
type,
you?
that deck has got a couple of cards which mess with this card.
Okay, I lost Neville. He's
Pretty
in here.
good.
Oops. Neville, where are you? They stick together.
A little bit.
I lost Neville.
Especially if you've got hands that are sticky or damp or something like that. You get some.
Neither. It's just the sleeves are sticking together. I lost Neville. There's Neville. Silly me. Mixing Neville in with the regular cards. You deserve better, Neville.
Yeah. So yeah, this was meant to be an expansion to the base set. So really, technically, this isn't the right way to play it anyway, because we're playing with just the Quidditch Cup expansion cards.
All right.
Um,
Okay, they're not all the same way. They're probably got mixed upside down. So, who goes first? You just roll that dice?
sure. Highest starts.
I guess.
That's a 1, I think. That's a 3. You can
All
start.
right. 7 cards?
7 card opening, and then you draw one when you start your turn.
All right. Okay, so I got my 7 cards. I'm drawing my 1. Oh, okay. So, going to play that. Oh my goodness. Um, I think I'll take another card as my second action. All right, you can go.
All right.
I did not get the luck that Thomas got for card pulling.
I will play a lesson, and then I will play another lesson. Your turn.
Okay. There you go. I'm just gonna take another one. All right, you can go. Your turn. Hey, Tank, how are you doing?
Draw a card.
Thomas beat Papa Spokat in the first game. I, against my better judgment and playing the second game. I'm getting a headache. I should probably go get some Tylenol or Advil. Or both. I hope you're having a good night.
I will play a lesson and play a Hufflepuff match.
Okay.
Your turn.
Yeah, I'm getting over a cold, so it's lots of fun. I'm going to play a spell. I'm gonna do this one. Oh wait, no, I need that, don't I? I can't do that without that potion. The green potion.
Right.
Sorry, never mind. I'm not gonna
Excuse
play
me.
a spell. You saw nothing that didn't happen. Ignore that card. See, I shouldn't be playing this game. I am not feeling my best. I guess I could do this one. I played that this turn, right?
I believe so.
Okay. I could play this, but I'm trying to think if I should. Whatever.
Excuse me.
I'm just going to take another card. All right, here we go.
All right. And draw a card.
Yep. That was a bad choice to go and do that. I'm drawing lots of cards and not getting anything. Oh.
Huh.
I probably should have thrown this one out there. One that I could have actually put out there.
All right.
Anyways.
I will. Yeah, I'll draw a card. And I'll draw a card. This is not going well.
Neither of us are going well.
Your turn.
All right. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. All right. My goodness. All right.
Maybe I just am not putting enough Quidditch lessons in these decks. Maybe I need to have less spells and things and more lessons in both decks.
Well, I'm not even doing very good myself here, so because look at all this stuff and I'm not getting anything done. All right, so I'm gonna throw this thing out there because I can. Got an adventure. Where do I put this? Or something?
Yeah, sure.
Into the Forbidden Forest.
Okay.
Effect: whenever one of your creatures does damage to your opponent, it does 1 more damage. I don't have a creature yet, but blah.
Okay.
Your opponent skips a total of 5 actions. To solve, your opponent skips a total of 5 actions. Those actions don't need to be one right after another, so I don't know how you skip actions.
You just say, I'm not going to use this action, I'm not going to use that action, and you keep track of how many you've done that for.
Okay, opponent reward. Opponent may draw a card. I don't know what that means, but whatever.
You draw a card from your deck.
All right, so that's my 1 action.
Okay.
I'm going to take another card because I can, and you can go.
Okay, I start my turn, I draw a card.
This game is not going very well. At least Thomas got off to a really good start.
True.
Mine, I'm just like, meh.
Alright, well, I will play you. And then I will search for the snitch, look through my deck, and take a Quidditch lesson or a Quidditch power necessary card, reveal it, put it in my hand. So there's a Quidditch lesson into my hand. Your turn.
I can play something. I can play something. I have a creature.
Okay.
And of course, because I put this one, when next turn, this does an additional damage.
Right.
So,
My turn.
yeah, because I did my 2 actions.
Okay.
I did my 2 actions. I did my 2 actions.
Play another. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
This is a really slow moving game.
Play a support banner.
Okay.
And that's not a spell card, so it doesn't trigger itself. Your turn. You draw, you deal me 2,
Yes.
and this gets 2 counters for you.
Oh, to stop this from doing anything to you, you have to skip 5 actions? Is that what that means?
Yes.
So, okay, I see.
To get
I
rid
see.
of that and get the prize.
Alright. Putting 1 down. Trying to see if there's something else I can do here. No. Okay. one.
Okay.
You may go. Can't see my creatures. I just put another one of these down. Fun times.
I will play a lesson. Or, no, I get to draw first, don't I?
Yes, you draw
I get
first.
to draw first. I'll play a lesson. I will then play Power Play. Play the spell only if a match is in play. There is a match in play. Do 7 damage to opponent. 7 to you.
Okay. Oh, great. I was going to finally get a green one. It's finally going to get a green thing. I can finally do something with the green ones.
And so that's 7 for me. So 1 more and I win the match if you don't beat it first. And then because I played a spell that dealt... what is it? At the end of your turn, draw a card if you played at least one spell card that needs Quidditch power. So at the end of my turn, I draw a card. Your
My turn. All right. Alrighty. Deals 4 damage to you. Right? I don't know, 2 and 2.
Right.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is up to 6 total.
So I haven't played anything yet.
Great.
I need to do something. Well, alright, that works. I gotta do how much more damage to you?
In order to beat that match?
Yeah.
2.
Alright, I'm gonna play this thing. Count the number of creatures in play. Yours and your opponents do that much damage to your opponent. I have 2.
That's unfortunate.
Woo! Feels good.
So you beat me at my own match.
I did. What does that give me?
So that means the winner may draw 5 cards, the loser takes 5 damage. So I lost, I take 5.
I may draw. Do I want to after all the cards I've been playing? Probably, actually. I may draw how many?
4, 5.
So I can draw up to 5?
No, you can draw 5
Oh.
if you want.
Okay, we'll do it. Alright. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's a lot of cards. That was your turn, right? Or that was my turn?
No, that was...
Alright, so you may go. Because I think that was my 2 actions, right? Or was that only 1 action?
I think that was 1 action.
Oh, so then I could play another thing.
Probably.
Oh, because especially with my, Well, I will throw that one out then. Okay, now you can go. How many adventure cards can you play at once?
Only 1 adventure can be in play at a time.
Okay.
Or I think you can play 1 on me and I can play 1 on you.
Oh,
They're
okay.
sort of separate that way. Unlike a match, which is available to both players. I could be wrong on that. I'd have to double check.
Oof. All right.
Anyway, play another lesson. There's Quidditch lesson. Then I will play Cobbing.
Okay.
So 4 damage to your opponent. Then if your opponent has any cards in play, choose and discard one of them. Or they have to choose and discard one of them.
How many do I gotta get rid of?
4 damage, and then pick a card from play to get rid of.
I guess I'll just get rid of one of my lessons.
And then at the end of the turn, because I played something, I get to draw a card.
My turn.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, you deal your damage 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, hold on. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9.
No.
I'm not adding up right. My brain is 4. That's 4, and that's 4. So 8.
That's not 4 at the bottom.
This gives me
+1.
Yeah. It gives per whenever one of your creatures does damage, your it's just one more damage once. Is that I don't know.
Whenever one of your creatures
Does
deals
damage to your opponent does one more damage.
Right.
So only one of my creatures does one more damage? Or all of them deal one more
I'm
damage?
pretty
Each?
sure it applies to each of them.
Okay. So that's 1 damage, that's 1 damage. So that makes them 4 total. And then that's another 2 damage, which makes it not 4.
That bottom
5,
one.
6, 7.
7 damage, right?
Yeah. I just can't do math.
1,
Remember,
2,
I'm sick.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My turn.
No, I only did 1 action, so
Okay.
I'm looking at my cards to see what else I can do. I'm gonna play this one. Do 2 damage to your opponent during your opponent's next turn. He or she can't play a spell cards. So 2 damage. You can't play spell cards on your turn.
Okay. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
I draw. Play a Quidditch lesson. Play a Comet. 260. And it's your turn.
All right.
Then I take another 6 from your creatures. Because my Comet prevents one of them this time.
Well, there you go. All right. Trying to think what I want to do here. All right, I'm going to play this one. Discard one of your lessons. Oh, this is gonna pain in the butt. From play, do 4 damage to your opponent or a creature of your choice. So, no, that wasn't the one I wanted to do. I don't think that was the one I wanted to do. Sorry. I've grabbed the wrong card. You saw nothing. This is the one I wanted to do. Shuffle up to 5 non-healing cards from your discard pile into your deck. Oh, shoot. Was that done? I guess it's too late anyways. That was on your turn, so that should have gone to my hand.
What does it say?
It says if Scabbers is discarded from play during. Oh no, it's from play.
Never in play.
Never mind. I can put some of those, right?
Yeah.
How many cards? 4 or 5?
5.
Okay. That's 3 I got there. 4. 5. Okay. That's 1. I only did 1. Only did 1 thing there. So I gotta shuffle these in. I'm gonna shuffle them again, don't worry. My deck's all mixed up. Can you play more than 1 spell? Or is it only 1 spell per turn?
You have 2 actions, so you could use each one
Okay.
to play a spell.
All right.
And you shuffled those 5 into your deck?
Yes, I did. Just trying to see what else I want to do here. What's this one do here? Okay, I think I'll just I'll play another one of these. All right. They are putting my cards back into my deck. All right, those are my 2 actions. So
All right.
you may go.
Oh boy.
Pappy, hi. I haven't seen the game since Eternity. Have a nice game. Thank you, Pappy. Welcome in. Yeah, we're fairly new to this game. So this is fairly new to us.
Yeah.
We just opened the Quidditch Cup box a little while ago. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We opened up the Quidditch Cup box, and then I built these 2 decks out of it. So I'm gonna play Searching for the Snitch. This is a desperation play. There's a card I really wanted to grab, but I think I've got a higher priority at the moment. Oh, did it already get discarded? That's even worse. Did I miss it getting discarded?
Maybe.
Oh, that's really bad. I thought it was still in the deck.
Are you supposed to show me what you did?
Yes, I couldn't got a lesson.
Okay. How many cards do you have left?
Not a lot. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you. Wait.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I played it when it gets out in France many years ago. Okay. Sounds, yeah. We've enjoyed
I
it.
miscounted again. You see, I'm my own worst enemy at this game.
Uh-huh.
Play a lesson, I get to draw a card because I played a thing.
My turn.
Your turn.
All right, I drew my card. I've got this damage to deal to you.
So that's 6.
Okay, you're almost done. All right. Well, I guess.
That wouldn't have been if I hadn't made those 2 mistakes in the last turn.
I guess I can just. I can do this guy. Discard one of these. It deals 4 damage to you.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's game.
Woohoo!
I'm very disappointed because this deck should be able to do better than it's doing, and it's just not. And part
I
of that
had this.
was,
Okay, I've been sitting on that for a long time, but I didn't know how much lessons I would get. So that could have probably helped things along.
It probably would have.
But all this stuff I couldn't play. Like, look at these big guys here, because I didn't have enough. This was all sitting in my hand that I couldn't play. Look, see?
Yeah.
All that stuff. And then there was this one. So I had that huge hand. I couldn't play any of that stuff.
Somehow I missed that the Slytherin match got discarded early on.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was still in there, which would have healed 15 cards back into my deck and kept me going for at least another turn. And if I hadn't miscounted my play here, I was also sitting on a defense, which would have bought me another turn.
Well, these two is what helped me, too. I was starting to get low, and I was like, I think I'm just going to... Because this is one of the only things I could do. I almost accidentally played this one when I didn't have another green one, though. And I'm like, no, that wasn't what I meant to play. I just grabbed the wrong green card.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you letting me play that. So
yeah.
So I
This
beat
deck
Papa's Pocket.
definitely does need some refinement, but at the same time, yeah. And again, Neville, like I could have used. I only played a couple of times where I actually damaged you, so I could have used Oliver Wood's abilities then, but they were sort of moderate damage, 4 or 5 damage, something like that.
Yeah.
So it would have wasted half his ability.
Yeah.
So this was maybe I made that deck a little bit too good a counter to this deck.
This
I
one?
don't know.
I like it.
Or maybe I'm just still learning way too much to be building decks.
Maybe.
Or maybe, I don't know.
I like this deck. It's good for me. I'm glad I didn't take your deck.
Usually creatures are, fairly straightforward as a strategy anyway.
Yeah. Yes, I like it. It's a game that I can learn to play fairly easy, and it's not too hard to think about, which is fantastic.
It's a fairly simple game. You play your 2 things a turn, you draw your cards.
I don't need too much strategy for this game, which is good.
Yeah.
Although you need a little bit, and it's a good game that I can play when my brain is all mixed up for having a cold.
So you had enough, or are we going to try again?
No, I need to. I'm sorry.
I figured that.
I have a headache, and it's kind of... I mean, you can chat to people.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of the game? So, for those of you who are newish, Pappy, it's Pappy, P-A-P-Y, Pappy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me, Pappy Spokat or something like that.
No, Pappy Spokat. Your new name is Pappy Spokat. How you doing, Pappy Spokat? No. It is fun, actually. I recommend it, Tank.
It's interesting. It can be a little frustrating, but it's interesting.
I mean, honestly, I think most of the cards you can get for pretty cheap, just the individual cards, right? If you can
find places, there's not a lot of... You can probably find lots online that are if you ask around, but...
Some of the starter decks you can get that aren't too much, right?
I think we got that 2-player starter for...
This 2-player starter.
$40, somewhere around there.
That's actually still pretty good pricing for a card game.
Could be worse.
Somebody needs to, I don't know how you do it, but go and make a petition to get this game revived or something. That'd be awesome.
That was something else I was going to show if I had the magazines and other things, but there's actually a webpage about the game where some people they're made their own sort of virtual sets to continue on.
I'm gonna put it on your face.
So, like I said, the last set that came out, the 5th set, was for Chamber of Secrets, just before the Chamber of Secrets film hit theaters. And so the first 4 sets are all based around the first book, and then there's one getting into the second book. Well, they've sort of continued on, and they've made a couple more sets for Chambers, a couple of sets for Prisoner of Azkaban, and I think they're into the Goblet of Fire now. They're working on a virtual set or two, and yeah, it's quite the little project there. Just volunteers, people who like the game, and yeah, and there's other people who put content out online, and that one lady who's making the magazines there and stuff. So there's a bit of a community to it still, and it's still fairly collectible. The base cards are not worth much. It's usually the foils that people like. And again, let's take a quick look at the binder there. Speaking of the foils, so I can confirm, when we open that box, what did we get
I can't remember.
for foils? So here's we managed to complete the whole set in the one booster box here. And we had some spare rares, and we had lots of each common.
The reflection is kind of bad.
Yeah, the reflection is kind of bad. But on this first page, we have 1, 2, 3 foil cards. And then on the next 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you count the hollows. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, because there's one on the next page as well. So we had 11 foil / hollow cards.
It would be kind of fun to
in a
open.
booster box.
It would be kind of fun to open another one of these ones, though, just because trying to see what other foils you could get.
It would be kind of neat. I can't see what the camera's seeing, so it's not even any point in trying to show
It's
off
right
those
here.
hollows, because
Here.
no, it's delayed.
It's
you don't
like
get the
a
correct
few seconds delay.
feedback, so you can't see how badly those hollows are
It's only a few
reflecting
seconds.
the
It's
light.
looking, well, it's mostly okay.
Trying to see Marcus Flint and Neville are our 2 character, like wizard
Yeah.
hollows, and they can be very tricky to spot because the foil.
This one reflects the light really nicely with little green sparkles.
Most of the other foils, just with the, like Harry catches the snitch.
Oh, that one looks cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the.
Oh, you played this one, Pappy? Nice.
One of the better ones. So,
How did we come across this game? I don't even remember.
when did I first hear about this game? I don't know.
The Quidditch professor. Yeah.
The Quidditch professor?
Is that lady? Is that her?
Madame Rolanda Hooch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was the flying instructor for their first year.
Renee Bedin.
I remember.
Renee in French. Okay, in French. Yeah.
I remember back when I used to play Magic
The Quidditch
Gathering,
Cup, you mean? Like.
And
you mean? Yeah, this is a Quidditch Cup.
Yeah. Back when I was playing Magic the Gathering and getting Scry Magazine on a somewhat regular basis, when
My
this
French
game
is not the best.
came out, I remember it being a cover of one of the magazines, and I heard about it there. And
yeah.
I knew.
Sorry,
it
what's your
didn't
name
last
again?
All that long.
Madame
Rolanda Hooch.
Rolanda Hooch.
Yeah.
So here, give me that card and I'll just show it a little closer. That was the last card. That was the last card we pulled, right?
Yeah, this was the last card we were still
in
missing.
the last pack. Yeah.
And we got one out of the last pack
So that was kind of. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also took us a while to find Professor McGonagall, which is one of the ones that I think is one of the better wizards in the set. Provides charms lesson, and once per turn can get rid of an adventure your opponent plays. So she's just got an automatic get out of adventure free ability, which can be very handy.
McGonagall will probably always be one of my favorite professors just because of Maggie Smith, that played her.
Yeah.
That actress, she was a legend.
Sorting
Is
Hat,
Albus Dumbledore worth a lot? I don't even know. There's not too many cards that are worth that much in this set, is there?
He's not in this set. Albus Dumbledore, I think you don't get a card for him until maybe Hogwarts Adventures.
Okay.
Adventures at Hogwarts. Which is Of the 5 sets, it's sort of the middle one.
That's Big Brain Media. Welcome in, Big Brain Media.
So,
I
yeah.
found a character with free lessons. So good. That would be good.
A free lesson character can be nice, but usually it's whatever their extra ability is that makes people want to play them. That's just sort of an extra nice bonus on top of it. So yeah, like I said, it was an 80 card set. Out of the booster box, we were able to complete the entire set.
So are we doing this next Saturday? Opening that box next Saturday?
Probably not, because I'm working next Saturday and there won't be time.
Oh, you won't have time to. Okay, yeah.
Right. So we'll have to do something else.
Okay.
But next time we have an opportunity to do a Harry Potter stream, I've got a box of Diagon Alley, which
So it'll be 2 weeks.
which is the second expansion or the third set. Unless we have something else more pressing to do and we want to stretch it out a little bit longer. But next time we come back to Harry Potter, we'll probably be opening Diagon Alley and seeing if we can collect this set and add it to the collection. So
that'll be 2 weeks. Provided everything's
likely.
going well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if you are new to our channel, we will be doing Monday Night Magic on Monday. It's Magic the Gathering. That's our Magic stream day. And then on Thursday is Pokemon Day. But we might be doing that in the evening so Papa Spokat can join us.
Yeah. And like this set added matches and the Quidditch lesson type. The new thing that was added in Diagon Alley was locations.
Okay.
So you can be in different places and there's different effects. And obviously you can only be in one spot at a time. So if you move, to Ollivanders or something in the one shop, that'll have different abilities. And whereas if you move to a different shop on Diagon Alley, I guess, then, it would have different sort of effects on the game. So, but yeah, honestly, I'm a little disappointed with how my actual Quidditch deck went. But
you have to tweak it a little.
But to be honest, when I think about it, I got a magazine for Harry Potter trading card game from someone else in the community
that we misplaced.
And they gave a sample Quidditch deck, and I remember being a little disappointed when I was looking through it. Most of the cards in the Quidditch themed deck were not from Quidditch Cup.
Oh.
They were from other sets.
Okay.
So later, I'm guessing they added better cards for Quidditch as the game went on. So the strongest Quidditch cards are not in the original Quidditch set, or at least most of them don't seem to be. So that might be one of the reasons too, aside from the fact that I'm just inexperienced at deck building for this game. So I'd say those two factors combined, plus the fact that Neville just is too strong a counter for Oliver Wood specifically, takes away my big advantage plan right off the hop, which is kind of frustrating.
Found you by chance while scrolling through shorts. I don't know if I'll be here next live since it's 7 a.m. here, but I'll check your channel. Yeah, feel free. We appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it for sure.
We are a family-friendly channel. We are a mixed variety channel.
And our stuff stays up there in playlists or whatever if you want to go back and check something you miss.
If you're interested in seeing a bit of the West Edmonton Mall, we do have some shorts that we are opening packs of Pokemon throughout the West Edmonton Mall.
We're a variety channel. I like to go back and look at some of these older games from time to time. We've already looked at Star Trek and Star Wars a little bit, and I'm sure there'll be others. I'll probably revisit some of them too as time goes on. But I do like some of these older games and oddball things I find from time to time. So and sometimes, honestly, this is our most open day is a Saturday.
Yeah, that's kind of our mixed bag.
So sometimes we do like a board game with the kids or build some Legos or what,
Animal Crossing.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Now that we have a computer, we just got to get set up.
Honestly,
we'll be changing things up a little.
I'm scared to do it because it's going to hurt.
What?
But one day it might be interesting to do a Saturday morning Ring Fit Adventure stream and see if I can finally get through that.
You're going to have to work your way up.
I don't know. I left off in one of the, not the last level, but I was getting up to the last 3 or 4 levels to get through in the game.
Yeah, we
when I
appreciate you. Thank you for
got through it,
joining
and
us
I'm
tonight.
more out of shape now, so that would be making it even more
Just make
painful.
sure you hit the bell notification if you want to see our our lives. But I mean, our live days are usually pretty regular: Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then we have pop-ups here and
Yeah,
there.
usually.
We try to give notice when we can, but yeah, you know, we're a busy family.
Yep, our family keeps us hopping. That's for sure.
Yeah, have a nice day. I'm gonna go sleep soon too. I'm exhausted. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for checking it out. And like I said, my favorite thing about the game, really, I do love collecting, and I'm glad to get the set. But I also really wanted to give it a try because it looks like a fun, simple little game, and I
Mhm.
think the kids get it. Like, I think Isabel, if she wasn't too tired, could
Yep.
handle this game just
Earlier
fine.
in the day, probably.
Maybe, yeah. And Thomas, with a little bit of coaching, gets through it just fine. So
Mhm.
it's a sort of a starter product, especially like the starter deck. Obviously, is designed to be a starter level product, and then the expansions add some extra rules, and it does get a little bit more complicated.
Oh.
Yeah, Diagon Alley. By the point you get to there, it says it's expert, but it's still cheap. Not cheaper. Well, these days you never know, but it's still a little simpler of a game than Magic the Gathering for sure. And if you're a fan of the Harry Potter books and story, it does diverge a little bit from the film, and it's neat to see, the contrast and comparison, especially in how things are portrayed.
Yeah.
Not exactly
Okay,
as
no.
it is now.
So I know we don't have too many people in chat, but I do have a raid set up. It's just all blue.
Okay.
He's like the only one that I know is family friendly, or mostly family friendly.
Oh, fair enough.
So, but yeah, if you guys, those of you who are here, if you can stick around and join the mini raid, even if it's just me, I'm still gonna go over there and say me raid. Just go and hit the like button and say Spokat raid. I know last time we raided him, he was like, "Oh, we were gonna raid you," but we don't usually stay live that long. So
Yeah, I think next week, coming off of a day shift at work, maybe I'll just do if you haven't done something with the kids earlier in the day, by the time I get here, that is, maybe I'll just do the sort of um memoirs of Meavers and Fluffy
on the Saturday,
Clan and Seal Diver Sub Wars and all the different games I used to really get into for that.
I don't know what Saturday's gonna look like.
There's
So
Fluffy, the three-headed dog.
yeah, we're not ready yet, but we'll be going over very soon. Big brain. So
Fred and George Weasley and all kinds of cute cards.
Spokat raid is what we're gonna say when we go over there. So yeah, we'll go and see All Blue, see how he's doing, give him some love, and see what big hits they've pulled. He's pretty fun. I enjoy his streams, so it's pretty relaxed there, and I kind of just like to listen to him talk. He's got that southern accent there.
Opening packs and stuff is a lot of fun. But
crazy how many TCG games
really
Wizards had a hand in. Yeah.
Oh,
Wizards,
they did have. They were one of the big boys for sure. Early on, especially, and really in those early days up to this point, it was in terms of number of games and successful games. Wizards of the Coast and Decipher were the two big companies going back and forth. They both had a handful of really strong games. Unfortunately, Decipher went under around the year 2007. And by that point, there were other players. Pokemon had shifted away from Wizards distribution and was being handled by the Pokemon Company itself by then. Yu-Gi-Oh! Had picked up, and those became the big three from that point onward for a long time, was Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! But now, in the last few years here, since our big stay-at-home disruption a couple years ago, there've been a lot of new card games hitting the market.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, Star Wars Unlimited and
Yeah.
One Piece and the Arcana.
I
and
can't get
all
into the
kinds
One
of
Piece.
them.
It's too, I don't know, it's just not family friendly.
Oh, but
So-
I'm just saying, like the market,
Yeah.
like I said, for a long time, it sort of stagnated into just the three major players.
Yeah.
And now there's a bunch of other ones that are coming out again.
I just
So,
like the art, like especially like the art of these
Who
sets.
knows?
It's pretty impressive. This one's fun to play though because it's not too complicated.
yeah,
I don't like the ones where you have to really get a lot of strategy behind.
yeah.
If it's easy to understand, easy to play, then I like those.
There's a few neat combos that you can
Oh.
play. It's just once the deck's built,
It's disconnected for a second. I don't
it's
know why.
simple to
It's
go.
weird.
It does that sometimes. I'm not too concerned about it, but
Yeah, it's just
it
weird.
usually just hops right back, bounces right back, whatever.
Yeah.
So
anyways, I think we're gonna call it there. Again, check us out on Monday night. We're gonna be what time roughly?
it
8:30.
depends if you got someplace you wanted to go during the day or something. And because you said we were gonna go
Yeah, we'll be back
to our
by then
neighboring
though.
town,
Yeah,
maybe, or
Maybe take a drive to the mountains.
so we'll see.
Anyways, but yeah, around 8:30 ish is probably when we'll be like mountain time. I guess that'd be 10 or 10:30 Eastern. So yeah. So thank you everybody for
I
hanging
can't
out
be
with
up
us.
too late on Monday.
I know.
Right? So
That's why I
it's
said
gotta
like
be
8 or 8:30.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, even then, I gotta be in bed by 9. So
Okay.
anyway,
We'll figure it out.
probably closer to 8 or 7.
We'll get the stream set up once we know what's going on, what time we'll be going. Anyways, keep your eyes tuned for that. We are inching towards 4,000 watch hours to get to the next monetization level, which will help us with stuff for giveaways and shipping. So
yeah. So if you want to see us continue our journey with the Harry Potter trading card game, please come back and join us again.
Yeah, and leave a comment after we're done.
Absolutely. I'd love to get some.
We like chatting after streams are over
some
too.
Tips from people who know what they're doing with this game, because I'm just sort of looking at it as I go and trying to figure things out as I go. But I'm definitely missing a few things here. Our base set, like I said, we have the starter and not much else.
Yeah.
So I've got some holes right from the first foundation, and then we're building from there. But hopefully that's not going to be too detrimental.
So, all right. We have 3 people in chat still. Let's do the raid while we have people. We're going over to All Blue. Give him some love. Say he's Pokemon. I think he's doing Pokemon. He might do One Piece too and some other stuff. I don't know. But he is pretty family friendly and we appreciate him. So yeah. We have the redirect set up. So stick around. And
of the 2 decks, Neville definitely seemed to.
That was the better deck, I think.
Or yeah, probably. Well, maybe. I'm still not convinced that 3 different lesson types in a deck is really the way you want to go. I think you want to try and keep it.
It worked
to 2.
okay.
If you wanted to do 3 different types, I think you want one of the wizards professors who provides one of them, so that you only have to worry about finding 2.
Okay,
you've
maybe.
got one already covered. But
I don't know. I think it was fun. I enjoyed it. Thomas was very excited to beat Papa Spokat.
Yeah.
I was very excited to beat Papa Spokat. Anytime I get to beat him, it is an amazing day. It doesn't matter how many times I lose. Yep, for the raid. Let's go for the raid.
Always fun when I get beat, apparently.
Here for the raid. All right. Thank you, Tank, for hanging out. Let's head over there. We're gonna say goodbye for now. We'll see you over at All Blue, and we'll see you on Monday, if not before. Because you never know. Bye for now, guys.
Thank you.
Wave.
Have a good day.